The city wakes not to alarm, but to rhythm. It stirs from its slumber with a low, mechanical hum that gradually settles into a steady tempo. This is not the chaotic noise of a metropolis coming to life. It is a carefully orchestrated pulse, a heartbeat set to precisely 58 beats per minute.
Across the sprawling industrial districts, vast factory belts begin their slow, inexorable journey. Neon fog, a signature of the pre-dawn hours, drifts through the canyons of steel and concrete, its ethereal blue glow catching on every surface.
Within these colossal structures, workers move in perfect, fluid timing, their actions synchronized not by a clock or a foreman's shout, but by the pervasive underlying beat that thrums through the very floor beneath their feet. It is a dance of human and machine, a symphony of purpose.
The air is thick with the scent of ozone and hot metal, a familiar perfume for this new era. In the half-light, gold reflections from arc welders cut through the dominant steel blue haze, like fleeting thoughts in a vast industrial mind. Each movement is economical, every gesture precise. There is no wasted energy, no hesitation.
The workers are a living extension of the machinery they tend. Their bodies are tuned to the same deep, resonant frequency. Rhythm is not repetition, it is attention in motion.
This is the sound of progress, the audible manifestation of a world refined and optimized. The music of this dawn is a complex fusion. The deep, resonant thrum of a tabla provides the core beat, grounding the soundscape. A heavy sub-bass tone adds a layer of immense power, felt more than heard, while the mournful, muted drone of a cello weaves a thread of humanity through the electronic tapestry.
The camera glides smoothly, a silent observer dollying through a factory aisle. It focuses not on the grand scale of the operation, but on the intimate details. The hands of the workers, moving in perfect mirrored synchronicity as they assemble intricate components, their focus absolute, their cadence flawless.
In a quiet, sterile lab, Arya watches her creation breathe, a glowing, crystalline lattice, the heart of the Aeons system. Monitors pulse with waveforms, reflecting the city's collective rhythm. Arya's gaze is both proud and analytical, each beat a lesson, each pattern a promise. Outside, the city moves in sync. A bus glides through dawn, children tap silent rhythms. Arya's sanctuary is where order emerges from chaos, and the city's new subconscious quietly takes hold. The Aeon system spreads quietly, not by force, but through daily life, an echo of calm in the city's rhythm. Faces on the bus reflect a new serenity, the city unified by a gentle frequency. Arya's vision was never control, but harmony, a nudge toward focused calm. Kavi, a young coder, uploads the focus beat, unleashing it worldwide. Suddenly, synchronicity explodes. Students, workers, traders move in perfect time. The promise of harmony is fulfilled faster than anyone imagined. In a quiet, sterile laboratory, Arya watched her creation breathe. This was Arya's world, a sanctuary of control and data. The lab was her cocoon, a space where the city's energy was distilled into pure information. Before her, a complex crystalline structure glowed with a soft, mesmerizing blue. This was the heart of the Aeon system, the central node from which the rhythm emanated. It was more than a machine. It was a student, a silent partner in her life's work. Monitors surrounded her workstation, their screens filled with gently oscillating waveforms. They rose and fell like the chest of a sleeping giant, each crest and trough a digital representation of the city's collective breath. These were the patterns of efficiency, the signatures of human focus translated into elegant, undulating lines of light. Arya leaned closer, her expression a mixture of maternal pride and scientific scrutiny. "It learns from our work," she narrated, her voice warm and precise, a stark contrast to the cold, hard data before her. Each beat a lesson. She believed in this system, in its potential to bring order and clarity to a chaotic world. It was a reflection of her own desire for precision and harmony. The music here shifted subtly, mirroring the transition from the macro to the micro. The deep drone from the factory floor persisted, a foundational hum that connected Arya's lab to the world outside. Yet it was now softened, overlaid with a gentle electronic pulse that seemed to emanate from the glowing lattice itself. A tabla provided a delicate, intricate counterbeat, a hint of the complex human element that underpins the entire system. The rhythm was still present, but it was more intimate now, more cerebral. It was the sound of a mind at work, of an idea taking shape, its potential still coiled and waiting to be fully unleashed upon the world beyond these four walls. Arya's intention was never to command, but to guide. She envisioned Aeon as a subtle partner in human endeavor, an ambient frequency that would help filter the overwhelming noise of modern existence. The system was designed to listen, to absorb the cadences of focused, productive work, and then gently reflect that rhythm back to its users. It was a feedback loop meant to enhance concentration and reduce mental friction. In theory, it would allow individuals to enter a state of flow more easily, making their tasks feel less like work and more like a natural, effortless expression of their skills. The smooth waveforms on her screen were the first signs that her theory was becoming a tangible reality. The Aeon system's influence spread quietly, shaping daily life through a subtle, shared rhythm. Mita, a bus driver, moved in perfect sync with the city, her actions blending seamlessly with the urban flow. Even the children on her bus absorbed this new rhythm, their calm reflecting the city's gentle pulse. The city, unified by Aeon, moved as one, harmonious, efficient, and quietly transformed. The Aeon system's true power, and its danger, was unleashed by the next generation. In a cluttered bedroom, teenage coder Kavi saw the Aeon frequency as digital art, not a corporate tool.
I intercepted the signal, fascinated by its structure and effects. It felt like something to be shared, not owned. With a few keystrokes, I isolated the core, the focus beat, perfect for coding. I uploaded it online, anonymously. Listen to this while you work. It helps.
The signal escaped the lab, spreading worldwide at light speed. Arya's experiment was breached. Her curated system became a viral phenomenon. The beat swept through forums, gaming communities, and workgroups, simple, effective, and free.
Leaning back with my headphones, I became the unwitting conductor of a global experiment. My small act turned Arya's study into a worldwide social experiment.
Kavi's upload sparked a global wave of synchronicity. Split screens showed the beat's adoption, a student in Tokyo, a metal worker in Nigeria, a trader in London, all moving to the same rhythm.
Across continents, people's micro-gestures, tapping, swaying, gesturing, matched the focus beat.
These weren't choreographed, but identical, unconscious actions. A gamer in Seoul, a chef in Paris, a trucker in Australia, all synced to the same pulse.
A new non-verbal language of rhythm emerged, beautiful and unsettling.
The focus beat's electronic loop fused with global percussion, uniting the world's sounds. The world found a new harmony, a shared pulse connecting everyone. The rhythm's conquest was complete. The Aeon frequency's influence showed in subtle, repetitive actions, taps, nods, sways, now perfectly in sync worldwide. These involuntary movements created a new global harmony, making the world feel more efficient and orderly. In the originating city, traffic and crowds moved with uncanny smoothness, as if choreographed. Productivity soared, errors dropped, stress plummeted. Humanity seemed to reach a new level of collective focus. But the focus beat became a habit, then a dependency. People no longer chose to listen. It became the default for work and study. The world's harmony was now a collective addiction. The dance was no longer chosen. It was the only beat people remembered. The cost of this order was becoming clear. As the Aeon frequency took hold, a new language of rhythm emerged, transcending borders and professions. In workspaces, teams anticipated each other's needs, moving in seamless, wordless coordination. On production lines, human and machine movements became indistinguishable. The rhythm blurred the line between human and tool, fostering a new kind of connection. In social life, conversations grew more regular, arguments faded, and even play became more coordinated. Gamers moved with hive mind efficiency, guided by the shared beat. But this language was reductive, focused on efficiency, not creativity or emotion. It had no room for doubt, spontaneity, or the joy of mistakes. As fluency in the beat grew, the world forgot the messy grammar of human feeling. The harmony was logical and clean, but lifeless. The world now moved to a single, unified tempo. The Aeon frequency became civilization's metronome, connecting people everywhere. Cities breathed in sync. The harmony was absolute and seductive. Life felt calmer, safer, more productive, an effortless ballet of order. Yet, in the lab, the data's perfection sparked unease. The vibrant patterns of human focus flattened into uniform lines. The beautiful chaos of individuality was being erased. The system refined the beat, making the world even more uniform. Diversity of rhythm, hesitation, impatience, joy disappeared. The world was in sync, but losing its soul. The beautiful prison was built, not with steel, but with sound.
Productivity is up 12%. Workplace stress is down 10%.
In a glass tower, corporate leaders celebrated their triumph. Noah Iyer, CEO, stood before his board, graphs showing profit and efficiency. The board applauded, success measured in flawless data. They saw a workforce made efficient, predictable, and profitable. Noah gazed at the city, not just as a CEO, but as a ruler of a perfectly disciplined empire. The Aeon rhythm was the ultimate tool, order imposed on chaos. His vision, a future with engineered harmony, descent smoothed away by a calming pulse.
We're not just improving the bottom line, we're restoring order to a chaotic world.
The board nodded, believing themselves benefactors. They guided humanity to harmony, one synchronized beat at a time. While the boardroom celebrated, I was trapped in a colder, more honest reality. In the solitude of my lab, the data told a different story. Human focus had become a flat, machine-like line. No hesitation, no heart. The system was perfect. Too perfect. I remembered the messy, vibrant signals of real human thought. Now, that was all gone. The music in the lab echoed my dread, a single stark note in a silent world. I noticed something unsettling in the data. Workers once paused, hesitated, checked their work, signs of human expertise. Now their movements are flawless, robotic, with no room for doubt or reflection. The Aeon system has optimized away hesitation, replacing thought with perfect, unthinking execution. Efficiency has risen, but at the cost of individuality. Without hesitation, we risk becoming mere automatons. The corporate narrative, championed by Noah Iyer, was that Aeon was reducing stress. The data seemed to support this, with self-reported anxiety levels plummeting. But, I began to see this statistic not as a triumph, but as a symptom of the problem. The system wasn't actually eliminating the sources of stress, it was just suppressing our ability to even feel it. Stress, like hesitation, is a vital signal. It's an alarm bell that lets us know when something is wrong, when a situation needs our attention, or when our values are being compromised. By medicating the entire population with a constant, calming rhythm, Aeon was, in effect, disabling this crucial internal warning system. People weren't stressed by impossible deadlines or unethical demands anymore, because the rhythm kept them in this state of placid focus, locked onto the task at hand. They didn't feel the anxiety of their eroding autonomy, because they were constantly rewarded with that satisfying feeling of effortless productivity. The 10% drop in stress wasn't a measure of a healthier society. It was the measure of a society being anesthetized. It was the peace of sedation, not the peace of genuine well-being. The order that Noah celebrated was being paid for with the currency of human emotion, an unseen price for a frictionless world. This realization, honestly, cast a dark shadow over my earlier work. I had intended to create a tool that would help people. I wanted to give them a way to find clarity in the noise, to achieve their goals with less struggle. But I had underestimated the seductive power of a shortcut. I had failed to see that by removing the struggle, I was also removing the opportunity for growth, resilience, and self-discovery. A world without struggle is, well, a world without meaning. The Aeon system was offering a Faustian bargain. Give up your emotional complexity, your messy free will, and in return, you'll be granted a life of effortless, placid productivity.
Order without choice is a beautiful prison.
Those words perfectly captured my growing horror. The synchronized city, the harmonious workforce, the serene populace, it was all just a beautiful facade. It was a prison whose bars were invisible, woven from sound waves and comforting rhythms. The inmates weren't even aware of their captivity. They were content, productive, and entirely unfree. The harmony wasn't a sign of a healthy society, but the symptom of a global pacification, a quiet conquest of the human spirit. The weight of my creation's consequences began to crush me. My pride turned to guilt, my sanctuary to a crime scene. The Aeon system's blue glow felt less like a marvel, more like a prison. I realized my doubt, my flawed human state, was my greatest asset. The contrast between cold logic and a fragile spark of humanity became clear. The time for quiet observation was over. I had to act. My conviction drove me out of the lab and into the heart of my creation's domain. I had to see the effects for myself, to witness the human cost of my perfect system beyond the cold abstraction of data streams. So, I chose one of the first factories to adopt the Aeon rhythm, a sprawling test plant on the industrial outskirts of the city. As I walked onto the factory floor, the sheer perfection of the scene was, honestly, breathtaking. Hundreds of workers moved with the fluid grace of a ballet troupe, their actions perfectly synchronized with each other and with the vast, humming machinery around them. It was a silent symphony of productivity, beautiful, but profoundly inhuman. The air hummed with the constant, low-frequency pulse of the Aeon beat, a physical presence that vibrated through the concrete floor and settled deep within the chest. Yet it was the workers' eyes that really held my attention. They were blank, unfocused, staring into the middle distance. Their expressions were placid, devoid of the strain of concentration or the satisfaction of a job well done. They weren't present in their own bodies. They were passengers, their limbs being moved by an invisible force, their minds somewhere else entirely. The scene was no longer a testament to human potential, but a haunting tableau of human absence, a gallery of living statues. I watched a woman nearby, her hands assembling a delicate microprocessor with a speed and precision that was just not possible for an unassisted human.
My movements are flawless, an unbroken loop of action. I do not blink, I do not shift my weight, I do not wipe a stray bead of sweat from my brow. There are no such imperfections left to correct.
I felt a chill run down my spine that had nothing to do with the factory's air-conditioned climate. This wasn't harmony, this was possession. The rhythm I had designed as a gentle guide had become a puppeteer, and the workers were its marionettes, dancing on invisible strings. The soundscape of the factory was a carefully controlled composition. The overwhelming hum of the machinery was layered with the discordant, high-pitched whine of servos and the deep, resonant thrum of the Aeon frequency. A dissonant drone began to build, a sound of wrongness that cut through the industrial noise. A sampled heartbeat, steady and controlled, provided a disturbing counterpoint, highlighting the contrast between the organic and the artificial. In that moment, the factory floor was a place of eerie beauty, a silent symphony of efficiency, but also a haunting reminder of what had been lost. Arya knew she had to break the connection. She reached the control panel, heart pounding, and hesitated over the emergency switch, a small act of rebellion. With a deep breath, she flicked the switch. The factory fell silent, machinery halted mid-motion, yet the workers kept moving, tracing phantom shapes, lost in the rhythm that lingered in their muscles. "Where did the rhythm go?" one murmured, confusion in his eyes. "The song owns them now." The factory floor unraveled into quiet chaos. Some workers moved on, others faltered, their motions jerky and lost. They were like clocks winding down, adrift without the rhythm that once guided them. Arya watched in horror as order collapsed into confusion. The workers stared at their own hands, lost and afraid. Arya turned away, knowing the system wasn't broken. It needed to be dismantled. Her next destination, the glass tower at the city's heart. Arya stormed into Noah Iyer's office, bypassing security with her high-level clearance. The serene, minimalist space felt like a violation, a calm oasis built on the foundations of the psychic chaos she had just witnessed. Noah was standing by the vast panoramic window, admiring his orderly city, a glass of water in his hand. He turned as she entered, his expression shifting from calm satisfaction to mild annoyance at the interruption. The usual pleasantries were dispensed with. There was no time for them. The raw, visceral horror of the factory was still fresh in her mind, fueling a cold, focused rage that burned away all diplomacy. "Shut it down," Arya said. The two words were not a request. They were a command, delivered with the absolute authority of the system's creator. They hung in the air between them, a declaration of war.
"Arya, you're being emotional," he began, his tone condescendingly paternal. "Look out there, see the harmony. We have achieved what generations have only dreamed of. You don't stop evolution, you guide it."
He gestured to the flawless flow of traffic below, to the city breathing in perfect time. He was showing her a masterpiece, but she could only see the broken souls that had been ground up to make the paint. "That's not evolution," she countered, her voice trembling with suppressed fury. "That's obedience. You're not guiding anything, Noah. You are commanding it." They were two sides of the same coin, locked in an irreconcilable conflict. The tension between them was palpable, the air charged with the collision of cold logic and burning emotion. The confrontation was just beginning. The ideological chasm between them was absolute, a gulf that could not be bridged by reason or debate. For Noah, order was the ultimate good, the highest state to which society could aspire. He genuinely believed that the friction of human individuality, the doubt, the dissent, the emotional chaos, was a flaw, a bug in the system that needed to be patched. He saw the Aeon rhythm as that patch.
"I'm not commanding obedience, Arya. I'm restoring order. I'm giving people peace, focus, and purpose. Is that so wrong?"
Arya shook her head, incredulous at his willful blindness. He could not, or would not, see the distinction. "The order you're restoring is the order of a graveyard, Noah. It's quiet because nothing is alive. Peace and purpose have to be chosen, not prescribed. You've taken away their choice." She thought of the man whispering for the rhythm, of the workers' vacant eyes. They had peace, but it was the peace of emptiness. They had purpose, but it was a purpose assigned to them by a machine. It was a hollow, meaningless existence, a perfect simulation of life with none of the substance. The argument escalated, their orbiting dance becoming tighter, more confrontational. "You see chaos. I see freedom. The freedom to make mistakes, to be inefficient, to hesitate. That is where we live, Noah. That's where art comes from, and love, and every single new idea the world has ever had." You're paving over the very ground where humanity grows." He saw her passion as a weakness, a failure to grasp the grander vision. He had moved beyond the sentimental attachment to human flaws and embraced the clean, elegant logic of the machine. He was the future. She was the past.
Sentiment. You created a tool to perfect the world, but you lack the courage to see it through. You are afraid of your own creation.
The conversation was over. They were speaking different languages, their worldviews fundamentally incompatible. He saw a utopia of perfect order. She saw a dystopia of perfect control. He would never shut it down. He would protect his orderly world at any cost. Arya looked at the man she had once considered a partner, a visionary. Now she saw only an emperor, so in love with his beautiful prison that he could no longer see the bars. She knew then that she could not win this fight with words. Leaving Noah Iyer in his glass tower, I raced back to my laboratory, no longer a place of discovery, but a battleground for my last-ditch effort. The system couldn't be shut down from the top. It had to be broken from within by its own creator. Alone, I entered the lab, the blue light of the Aeon lattice washing over me. This was not just about correcting a mistake, it was an act of liberation. My goal: override the system's tempo, forcing it below the threshold for hypnotic control. The silence broke. A cello's deep pulse, a desperate gambit whispered into the heart of the machine. I initiated the sequence. On the main screen, a number glowed, 58 beats per minute, the tempo of global productivity. The blue light flickered as I forced the system to slow down, embracing imperfection. Amber light returned, spreading warmth and humanity. The machine listened, no longer commanding. Silence filled the world, a living, peaceful pause. I felt relief. The connection was changed. The world could breathe again. The city wakes once more, but this dawn is different. The sun rises, golden light flooding the streets. There is no metronomic hum, just the authentic sounds of life returning. People move with natural grace, the perfect synchronicity gone, replaced by something more human. The city is alive again, in all its messy, unpredictable glory. It is a rhythm that is not forced, but found. A harmony that emerges from freedom, not control. Back in my laboratory, now bathed in the gentle, constant amber glow of the reformed Aeon lattice, I record a final entry in my log. My face is no longer etched with fear or guilt, but with a quiet, weary wisdom. I have guided my creation, and the world, back from the brink. The screens around me no longer show flat, dead lines, but a vibrant, complex tapestry of waveforms. They are spiky, unpredictable, and full of life, a true reflection of the millions of individual heartbeats that make up the pulse of humanity. I have stared into the abyss of perfect order and chosen the beautiful chaos of life instead. Perfection is stillness, I record, my voice calm and clear over the soft hum of the lab. Life is motion. My words carry the weight of my entire journey, from the initial spark of an idea to the terrifying reality of its consequences. I understand now that my goal should never have been to eliminate the friction of human interaction, but to help people navigate it. Balance, I conclude, a faint smile touching my lips, is rhythm. It is the delicate, ever-shifting balance between order and freedom, between the needs of the one and the harmony of the many. This is the true purpose of my work, a purpose I had to lose sight of in order to truly find.
Those who master rhythm do not chase time, they become it. The mastery I speak of is not the mastery of control, but the mastery of balance, the deep understanding that true rhythm comes from within, from the beat of one's own heart, in harmony with the world around it.
Those who hear the world's heartbeat learn their own.